Hey Aquarius, what's going on? We're here with a timeless reading. Welcome. The first card that we have out is Ten of Wands. The second card we have out is Ace of Cups. Can be stressing over a connection right now. Starting off with the Ten of Wands shows you being in a place where you may be feeling overwhelmed with things. We have the Ace of Cups, so this can be feeling like emotionally overwhelmed with something. Let's actually get a clarifier. I'm also seeing Nine of Pentacles here, which would show you enjoying things. So whatever this is that you're connecting with, this is having you be in a place where you're like, I like what's going on here. I don't know why exactly the Ten of Wands is coming out. I'm also seeing Four of Pentacles, so you could be in a spot where you're like, I like this and I want to keep it that way. Could feel protective over it. You could not want things to change. Four of Pentacles can be like, let me try to hold it right here. Just have it be like that. You may have a lot of stuff going on responsibility-wise that needs to be tended to. This Ten of Wands in this particular deck has an overall vibe. Oh, okay. Some of you guys, you're hanging out with someone, is what I'm seeing. Spending time with them. Seems like there's a lot going on here. This Ten of Wands in this deck, rather than it just being somebody that looks like they're dropping everything all over the place, this one is more so about balance. Like, this person looks like they got it handled. They may have a lot going on right now, but as long as they're balancing out the things that are important to them, it's nothing that they're not going to be able to do. Like, this person doesn't even look like they're sweating over here with this. So they're like, I got it. So it feels like this is a reminder to you that even though you may have a lot going on right now, as long as you keep things balanced, you'll be able to maintain this and work this through. And maybe not even have to get to that point where you feel overwhelmed. And also, if you do get to the point where you feel overwhelmed, that's a message to you that something needs to be balanced, that you may not be prioritizing something. So it's about like staying organized with, it seems like everything that you have going on right now, including the Ace of Cups, which can be like a new thing that you're connecting with, that I'm seeing you really enjoy. But this Four of Pentacles can be like wanting to keep something very still and not let it ebb and flow in the way that it needs to. Like four of Pentacles came out and Seven of Swords came with it. So that can be like, I want everything to stay the same and I don't want anything to change because of fear. But it's like actually sabotaging the direction that things would be going in. And who's to say that you wouldn't continue enjoying where things go, you know? But it's not meant to stay frozen in this spot. There's meant to be a sense of development. But there can be something going on here where you're like, I don't know if I want it to develop because of like fear-related things. But this may be something that you find you do when you have something that you're enjoying, that you try to control things, because Four of Pentacles is also about that too. It's just like squeezing too tightly and not letting things sort of flow where they're meant to. But knowing that that comes from a place of your shadow. Okay. So things are moving along here. Seeing the Page of Wands and also Four of Wands. So whatever this is, like, things are getting more serious with it. So this is like, It seems like it's connected with the Ace of Cups. So this new thing that you're connecting with, or this new person that you're connecting with, it can be anything. It can be like this new craft or hobby that I'm doing. It can be a new project that you're doing, because cups are also related to creativity. It can be related to music, to art, things like that. It can also be connected with like your interpersonal relationships, whatever it may be. This is something that you feel inspired to go in the direction of. And Four of Wands feels like something that's becoming more of a staple, like it's becoming consistent in some way. And there can also be a sense of commitment to that. So this is like an engagement of some sort. And I'm seeing the sun, so it feels happy. Four of Wands is also this thing stabilizing as well, and it being in a place where like this is working. But maybe because of the other things that you have going on, it could feel a little bit like, you know, you're sort of taking on a lot, but I'm not getting this be too much for you. It seems more so like just a reminder to keep things balanced. And if you do get to the point where it's like, I'm not feeling so hot right now, or I'm starting to feel a bit stressed out, rather than like panicking or doing anything like that, to be like, okay, like how can I balance things out? How can I tend to the things that I need to tend to? So you can sort of like keep everything moving how it's supposed to be. Yeah, it looks like just a bunch of stuff going on within your personal life. What's the problem? You just gotta take baby steps. You don't have to do anything. You don't have to do anything extra. Personally, I'm seeing you get to a spot where you may be experiencing like moments of anxiety, or you could be experiencing moments where you feel frozen, or moments where you feel trapped, just like you're not functioning at your best. This seems just connected with everything that you have going on, because some of you already feel like you have like a high intensity life in some way. So to also be like adding this next thing onto your plate along with everything else that you have going on, you may feel stressed out at times. Especially because this is something that you would feel connected with too, having it be the Ace of Cups. So it can feel like you're sort of like plugged into different things now, additional things now, and so you could be getting used to that. I'm hearing used to that frequency, but it feels more so like, this came through in another reading recently. It's like you're like gaining a new sense in a way because of this thing that you're plugged into. So at times you could be feeling a bit, could be overthinking things, you could feel worried about stuff, you could feel like your thoughts are sort of pressing on you sometimes, or like weighing you down a bit. You could feel like you're spending like too much time in your thoughts. This also may just be a natural part of the process as well. And I'm seeing the advice from your guides be to just break everything down and do it in baby steps, and that you don't have to do a bunch of things all at once. If you're just tending to everything in a practical way, that's sort of that's the strategy that's going to be helpful here. Practical, organized, tending to things, being nurturing, paying attention to your needs, showing up for yourself. Your anxiety could have been... Okay, I just need to say this generally. I'm calling it anxiety, but it can really be anything where you feel like you're getting stuck in your head at times. What I'm seeing is that there could have been something going on where you could have wanted to have a conversation or say something, but because of this sort of being stuck in your head at times, it may have impacted communication or something like that, is what I'm seeing. even felt thrown off. So at first something was bothering you. You could have been feeling stuck. But then I'm seeing there be this shifting into something else for you. And we have Six of Pentacles here. So it can almost be like this, the way I'm understanding this, having it be the Queen of Pentacles, Eight of Swords, Ten of Swords, and like basically in the context of everything else. Because of you being at the center of this and there being a focus on like you and what's going on for you within your personal life and you being like at the very, very center, it can be like the things that I care about showing up for, the things that matter to me going on within my personal life, and then additionally this other thing here, and then also trying to make room for my own needs. You could have felt like you had a lot going on that sort of needed to be put in its proper place, and there could have been some organization that was needed, and you could have also felt too the pressure of needing to balance everything as well. And so as you're over here being like, it's really important for me at this point in my life to really take care of myself, because I recognize that if I'm not doing that, I'm not really able to show up and function. Something could have been stressing you out to the point where you were like questioning, am I like really taking care of myself as best as I can right now? Do I have needs that are going unmet? Like I'm feeling a little bit disconnected with myself. I'm seeing this be stuff with the air energy that needed to be figured out, that you could have been feeling like worried or zoned out about these things and felt like because I need to tend to myself, I can't show up yet. So I'm getting whatever this was mentally that was going on, I'm seeing then you work through it. And then I'm seeing you, the next time you pop out within the energy, like sort of the next cycle, I'm seeing you show up here and be like, okay, like I'm here and I'm ready to give and I'm ready to do this. And I'm seeing that's what's being invested in. Because you feel like you feel like it's not, maybe at first you could have been feeling like as you were entering into a situation, you could have felt there was an imbalance of like, am I giving too much and not getting enough? That can even mean like, am I giving too much and not taking care of myself enough? It's like something like that. But then I'm seeing, because it gets like addressed here, then you're able to show up and be like, no, like this situation is working for me. Like there's a sense of balance here, like it's aligned. But there could have been a question about that where you were trying to figure something out. But it feels like there was, I don't know, there was like a resistance to something before. So you could have needed to check in with self. This feels too like allotting your energy where it needs to go as well. And then it looks like you continue doing what you've been doing because you know that things are good. But before there could have been a question of like, is this the Six of Pentacles? Which can mean to you, like, in this situation that I'm in right now, like, is there reciprocity, or is this just something that's gonna drain me and I'm gonna walk away empty-handed from this? It's like something along those lines. So it seems like that's what you may have been like in your head about, worried about, but then I'm seeing that come to an end. So something happens where it feels like you did work, maybe whoever's on the other end of this did something too, and then you're in a spot where you're like, no, there is balance, like it is what it needs to be. And then I'm seeing you go on to like continue sort of giving your energy to this and like exchanging your energy within this as well. But it took you really sitting down and analyzing this for yourself. What this looks like is that too, you're at a point where like you recognize how important your values are, and making sure that when you're in exchanges that it's aligned with your values, because that's a part of your self-care. And so that could have been something that was coming into question that you just needed to take the time to analyze. But then I'm seeing you like get your answer, and then you're like, no, it's okay, like I can show up here because this is aligned. But you needed to check in about that because you could have been worried about something. That's what I'm seeing. It looks like there's a lot of opportunity here. I'm seeing something be stabilizing, and I'm also seeing there be... It seems like it's growing past that. Like you may have achieved something now, like a status or even established something now at this point. And to see the Ace of Wands, that shows that now this thing that's being established, now that's going to grow. Because it seems like before it was about getting to this place where whatever this is that you've newly been connecting with, it was about like establishing it and creating a sense of balance, creating a sense of harmony, creating a sense of functionality, and making sure that it's something sustainable and stable. And that was like the point of it. And I'm seeing at first it may have been feeling like a bit much for you. And there could have also been a feeling of like trying to figure out something as far as what you're giving to this. Because it seems to like you may have gotten to a place where you felt good. Having 9 of Pentacles here and 4 of Pentacles can be this part of your life where you're like, I'm good doing these things on my own, so now to involve something else, there could have been a feeling of maybe even resistance for a little bit. But it seems like you got broken out of that because you were like, no, this is where I want to be. But you could have felt like there was maybe a little bit of a sacrifice that needed to be made in order for you to walk down this path. And when I say sacrifice, I mean maybe you had to get outside of your comfort zone, do something that you felt uncomfortable with, or you had some type of reserve or something that felt like playing it safe to you, of like, you know, I could play it safe and keep this stuff that I have and make sure that nothing touches it, or I could listen to my inspiration and move in this direction. And you may have needed to like loosen your grip a little bit, not be so rigid with something. And it seems like it was, you felt connected enough to be able to sort of go out on a limb. That's what this looks like. And I'm seeing too that it be like worth it. This is something that's actually very much working for you. But yeah, the issue could have been too, like, if I sort of break this, it feels like a seal or something energetically. You're like, if I break this and I show up and sort of show my cards even, that means then that if there's a lack of reciprocity, that could be like taken away from me. So I think there was like this sense of fear here of, when we have the 9 of Pentacles, we've established this point within our lives of being like, I enjoy this and I like the way that things are. So to have something else be incorporated, there's this fear of like, is that then going to be disrupted in some way? And so wanting to hold on to it. But it feels too like this curiosity and inspiration kind of inspired you enough to loosen up here with that. And it does very much seem like something is working for you and like working with you and aligned with your values. But I'm seeing that was like the primary worry, because I'm getting like you have become a very big focus within your life. And so being in that spot where it's like, I really like how I'm showing up for myself and I don't want something to be disrupting it. That's why all of this had to be analyzed. But I am seeing what happens is that you check in and you're like, oh, it is aligned, because we have 6 of Pentacles here. And then we have 7 of Pentacles. So it's like, okay, because I feel reassured that this is in alignment for me, now I feel more open to investing, and I also have this feeling that's encouraging me to do that. I'm seeing things feel very secure to you as well. So it's like, it just turns out in a very ideal way. And then also to have the Ace of Wands, this shows that it's going to continue growing. So there's going to be more that's going to be happening. It looks very abundant. And having the Wanderer on the bottom of the deck means too that a lot of what you're going through right now may feel outside of your comfort zone. And so this is you sort of believing in what it is that you're doing and moving through, and maybe being a bit more adventurous than you usually are. But you can have these moments of feeling a bit taken aback and feeling like freaked out or getting scared or getting worried or feeling like trapped in your head, like that sort of thing, these moments of those things happening. But I'm also seeing you like getting over certain anxieties as well, and like letting that transform you and continuing to evolve through the process too. So it seems like there's more of an opening up that's happening as well. All right, my friends, we are going to leave the reading here. I would like to thank everyone for connecting. Thank you for tuning in. I am sending everybody love, and I hope to catch you guys next time.